Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is David Fong. I guess some of you are good old friends now. I'm an architect, and but today I'm presenting a CDE platform, which is a local applications that actually we developed in accordance to the Hong Kong environment. To start with, and let me clarify that our understanding that, as Francis just said, CDE, it is not just an information storage. It's not a cloud space that we only store the information there for people to upload and download. It's not just that. So what's our definition of that? And also, in terms of the latest very hot topics on the project information security. So basically, this system here, actually, got three levels of application. First of all, on the public cloud service, that means we save the data into the data center, which is located in Hong Kong, purely in Hong Kong, and also the backup is also put in Hong Kong. So everything is just subject to a Hong Kong law jurisdiction. Okay, to start with. And secondly, with some of the applications that people would like to have their own private cloud, which is also be able to do so. They have the client may have their own set up their own system on a cloud platform, which is we can install the platform there. And thirdly, there's the on-premise CD as well. That means any organization that would like to have install on their own office or organizations by all means can do that. Now, I try to simplify everything into three concepts, right? The first of all, CDE is for information management. We put a lot of information there, so we put there. We need to manage them. So when you say we manage what sort of information? Three types of information. First of all, for the graphical information. Secondly, on the non-graphical information, and more importantly, which is on the third one, is on the location information, which is the characteristic of the what the 3D beam system that bring to us. So we need to manage these three information, right? Second concept that we have in mind is CDE is for project team, for a lot of stakeholders. So it which is by definition should be multidisciplinary. And when we put up there, it's not just put information there. We need to collaborate, and then we need to find the problem, we need to identify problems and address the problems so that we have a better coordinated project. So that is the whole purpose of having CDE there. And all this information should be authenticated, should be traceable, should be trackable, so that we know the responsibility and liability of all the stakeholders. So it's not just to put the information there, right? And thirdly, which is a process. The process which is across the whole asset life cycle. We have these four stages, namely the planning, the design, the construction, and operation. Each phase will have its own characteristics and own requirement and its own use, right? So a CDE being an information management platform, we should be able to cater for all these four distinct phases within a project life cycle. Now, just take a snapshot from the Hong Kong CIC beam standard general, which I think is a very good diagram that summarizes within the different stages, the green arrow, and then among all the yellow, the purple beam users, there exists a process. So the whole process, any time, any use, and there's a process which involves this LOIN, which is the graphical information, the non-graphic information, and also the documentation, which is the deliverable from all the individual professionals. And everything happened there, it is contained in a CDE. So that's why it's so important to have a CDE that complies with standards, which complies with 1965 compliance, and also CIC being standard general. Now, this is a very short, just a summary of what I would like to share with you. Now, I will be playing a very quick video to show the day-to-day operation to illustrate the 3 points that I just mentioned, right? Okay, it's a very local produced product. So 2 steps: log in and log into the interface, the different projects. Now the first one is to add as an information container, so we can have all these document put in there, which is document management system, and all these. More important is about the process. We upload a file there. So who put up there? So what is the purpose of it? And who is going to deal with it? So all these processes, 1965 was already put up there. Secondly, it is on the graphical information. Now you can see that it's all subdivided into many small pieces. By having a very big project, it's very hard for us to upload and download on the cloud situation. In fact, it is not necessary to do so. So that's why we break down the whole massive project into smaller pieces. And you can see the file size and each of these. Thirdly, we put up library information. So we make up of small components there. So all these components need to be managed. And with this process, they have to comply with the Hong Kong CSC standard without incorporating the time put up there. So let's take a look in a more professional way. So vertically, you can see that it is subdivided into different disciplines. Horizontally, subdivided into different locations. Now, that means every single party will have their own responsibility. So this is a combination of collaboration work together. So we just look at one model, for example. Now, in the CD platform, we need to be able to federate everything together. So not only we can look at all these properties with all these things, but also we can see the table here, which actually denotes all the different stakeholders that contribute the model into a collaborative manner. So it is not just a file there. So we can always turn on and off a certain location, certain discipline, a certain information that whatever we need to do so, rather than having everything up there and everything down there, which take a long, long time. So with this collaboration, now we know a lot of these problems or issues that generate as a result of the collaboration. Now, in the system here, you can see that information can come in different versions and different changes. So with a model comparison capability, you can actually see the difference between the different versions of the information that we upload there. So with a very intuitive functionality, we can compare the model directly on the CDE level so that we understand what's been changed. So no matter whether we look at from the whatever view to the that's not an issue. Now on the collaboration part, we produce drawings, we produce a lot of information, we produce photos, 360 photos. In a CDE environment, we need to integrate all this information together because it's a single source of truth. And that includes the drawings, the photos, and instructions, the manual. So you can see that this is a combination of the 3D building object level and also the document level. You can see on the left-hand side the object information, the right-hand side the document information. We can call out from any of these information because they all tie in together, and that becomes a really collaborative environment that everybody can get into. So it doesn't matter whether the information is a piece of photos or a report or whatsoever. Now, when we put all this information up there, we need to find them. How easy are we going to find them in the sea of information? So there'll be a lot of functions to search for those information. For example, a single room, and what happened in that room, what was the history of information according to that room or that area. So with all this collaborative environment, you can look at it from the 3D point of view, you can look from 2D point of view, they all work together. It is not a separate file that you need to search for that. Also, there will be a lot of issues when we edit all the information together, we find problems. So with all these problems, we need to communicate among the project team. They need to communicate. So that's why we have this issue management system, which we find the information, we locate the information, we put it into a system that we can be very easily searchable, so that with all these meaningful result and or decision coming over. So each of these issues will communicate to a certain assigned person. Now you can see the immediate notification from the email system, so that everybody knows what's going on. Right now, okay, you can see that by using a lot of different filters, different fields, we can search from the date, from the importance, from whatever field. Okay. I always scared of interrupting the video and this. Sorry, I need to forward. Yeah. Okay. Now, also because we are working with OpenBeam, so the importing of IFC functionalities is not a problem. We need to not just work on one platform, but others. Okay, now when you come to the third one, which is on the full project life cycle, we have the application for the design phase, we have application for the construction phase, application for the planning, and also FM. So this is on the planning stage, whereas the client need to formalize all this OIR, AIR, PIR, SIR, DIR with a live document up there, which becomes a unified document, so everybody can take part in there. Okay, and then print out. Now this is for the planning stage. All right, with all this document in the design stage. Okay, as I said, we have the capabilities of combining everything regarding the communication. Okay, now operation phase. Okay, you can see that different rooms, different spaces, we can actually search from the rooms and then look into the different areas very quickly. And lastly, a few more functionalities. You can see that in the operation phase, we combine the IoT together. We combine with the space management. We combine with the integration of GIS and BIM together. Now you can see that with this operation. Okay. Time's up. Okay, it's fine. All right. Now just all right. Thank you. Thank you very much.